Hello and welcome. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone asked you a simple question, but your mind suddenly went blank? Have you ever known exactly what you wanted to say, but the words just would not come out? If so, you are not alone. Millions of people around the world experience these moments every single day. The good news is that thinking quickly and speaking confidently are skills that anyone can learn and improve. Today, we are going to explore the fascinating topic of quick thinking and smart speaking. We will discover why some people seem to respond so easily in conversations, while others struggle to find the right words. More importantly, we will learn practical strategies that can help anyone become a faster thinker and a more confident speaker. Whether you are learning English as a second language, preparing for job interviews, or simply wanting to feel more comfortable in everyday conversations, this guide will provide you with valuable tools and techniques. Throughout this journey, we will look at the common obstacles that slow people down, and we will explore 7 powerful strategies that can transform the way you communicate. These are not complicated techniques that require years of study. They are simple, practical methods that you can start using right away. So get comfortable, relax, and let's begin this exciting exploration of how to think fast and speak smart. Every day, people face moments when they need to think quickly. Sometimes a friend asks a question. Sometimes a teacher wants an answer. Sometimes a colleague needs help with something. In these moments, the brain needs to work fast, but thinking fast is not always easy. Many people feel nervous. Many people forget what they want to say. This is very normal, and it happens to everyone. One important thing to understand is that thinking fast does not mean speaking fast. Some people believe they must talk very quickly to sound smart. This is not true. Speaking clearly is much more important than speaking quickly. When someone speaks too fast, other people cannot understand them well. When someone speaks clearly and calmly, everyone can follow the conversation easily. Think about a car driving on a road. The car does not need to go very fast to reach its destination. It just needs to know the right way to go. Speaking is the same. Clear words help people understand the message better than fast words. So why is quick thinking important? Imagine being in a job interview. The interviewer asks about a difficult situation from the past. The person has a good story to tell, but suddenly the mind goes blank. Instead of sharing the story confidently, there is silence. There are pauses. There are sounds like and This hesitation can make the person seem unprepared, even when they have the right answer. Quick thinking helps people feel confident. It helps them share their ideas smoothly. Research shows that people who respond quickly in conversations seem more competent and trustworthy. This is true in professional settings, in social situations, and in everyday life. But what stops people from thinking quickly? There are several common problems. The first problem is overthinking. Some people try to create the perfect sentence in their mind before speaking. They think about every word. They worry about grammar. They want everything to be exactly right. But while they are thinking, time passes. The conversation moves forward. By the time they are ready to speak, the moment is gone. Other people have already started talking about something else. This is very frustrating. The second problem is the fear of making mistakes. Many people worry about saying something wrong. They worry about sounding silly. They worry about what others will think. This fear is especially strong for people learning a new language. When someone speaks their second or third language, they often feel less confident. They know the words in their mind, but they are afraid to use them. However, making mistakes is a natural part of learning. Every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker once made errors. Mistakes help people learn and improve. The third problem is mental blocks. Sometimes the brain simply freezes. This can happen when someone feels pressure or stress. For example, someone might ask a simple question like, "What is your favorite movie?" Even though the person has watched many movies, they cannot think of a single one in that moment. The mind goes completely blank. This is not because they forgot everything. It is because stress affects how the brain works. When people feel nervous, their body goes into a special mode. This mode is helpful when facing danger, but it makes thinking clearly very difficult. The fourth problem is the language barrier. For people who speak English as a second language, finding the right words takes more time. They might know what they want to say in their first language, but translating it quickly into English is challenging. Their brain needs extra time to search for vocabulary and construct sentences. This is completely normal and gets easier with practice. Now, let's look at ways to improve quick thinking. The first strategy is staying calm under pressure. When people feel nervous, their heart beats faster. Their hands might shake. Their mind might race with worried thoughts. All of this makes thinking clearly very difficult. The key is to pause and take a slow, deep breath. This simple action sends a message to the body that everything is okay. It helps the brain return to normal function. Even just 2 or 3 seconds of calm breathing can make a big difference. After taking a breath, it becomes easier to focus on the main points and speak clearly. The second strategy is anticipating responses. This means thinking ahead about what might happen in a conversation. Good preparation makes quick thinking much easier. For example, before going to a party, someone can think about common questions people ask at parties. Questions like, "What do you do?" or "Where are you from?" or "How do you know the host?" When people prepare answers to common questions, they do not need to create responses from nothing in the moment. The answers are already there, ready to use. This works for job interviews, meetings, presentations, and even casual conversations. Even in unexpected situations, people can learn to predict the flow of conversation. If someone asks, "How was your weekend?" it is easy to have a general answer ready. This does not mean memorizing scripts. It just means being prepared for likely topics. The third strategy is using time fillers. Time fillers are short phrases that give the brain a few extra seconds to think. Instead of standing in awkward silence, people can say things like, "That's an interesting question," or "Let me think about that for a moment." These phrases keep the conversation flowing while buying time. Other useful fillers include, "Well, it depends," or "That's a good point," or "I see what you mean." The key is to sound natural and engaged. These phrases should not be used too much, but they are very helpful. When someone needs just a moment to gather their thoughts, they make pauses feel comfortable instead of awkward. The fourth strategy is paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means repeating or rewording what someone just said. This technique serves two purposes. First, it gives the listener time to think. Second, it shows that the person is paying attention and wants to understand correctly. For example, if someone asks, "What do you think about the new policy?" the response can begin with, "The new policy? Well, I think it has both advantages and challenges." This repetition gives the brain a few seconds to organize thoughts. It also helps ensure that both people in the conversation are talking about the same thing. Paraphrasing is especially useful when someone asks a complex or unclear question. The fifth strategy is thinking in simple structures. Many people struggle because they try to form complicated, impressive sentences in their head. But clear and simple communication is much more effective than complex and confusing communication. Think about explaining something to a young child. The explanation would use simple words and short sentences. The same approach works well in adult conversations too. Instead of trying to sound like a professor or a poet, people should focus on expressing their ideas clearly. Simple sentence patterns like, "I think this because," or "my opinion is," or "the main point is," help organize thoughts quickly. These structures are easy to remember and use, which makes responding faster and more confident. The sixth strategy is active listening. Quick thinking is not only about speaking, it is also about listening carefully. When someone truly listens to a conversation, they pick up important information. They notice keywords, tone of voice, and context. All of this information helps the brain understand and respond more easily. Many people make the mistake of thinking about their next words while the other person is still talking. This divided attention makes everything harder. Instead, people should focus completely on listening first. Then, when it is time to respond, they can build on what they just heard. This approach is much easier than trying to create something completely new. Active listening also shows respect and creates better connections with others. The seventh strategy is practicing improvisation. Improvisation means responding in the moment without planning or overthinking. This skill can be developed through simple exercises. One effective exercise is word association. Someone says a word, and the goal is to immediately say the first related word that comes to mind. For example, sun might lead to bright or hot or summer. The point is not to find the perfect answer. The point is to respond quickly without hesitation. This trains the brain to react faster. Another useful exercise is quick storytelling. Someone picks a random word and tells a story for 30 seconds without stopping. The story does not need to be perfect or even make complete sense. The goal is to keep talking and keep the ideas flowing. These exercises might feel strange at first, but they build mental flexibility and speed over time. Another important aspect of quick thinking is building vocabulary. The more words someone knows, the easier it is to express ideas quickly. Learning new words should be an ongoing process. Reading books, watching shows, listening to podcasts, and having conversations all help expand vocabulary. But simply knowing words is not enough. People need to practice using them, writing sentences with new words, using them in conversations, and reviewing them regularly. All help make vocabulary active and accessible. When words are truly familiar, they come to mind quickly when needed. Grammar confidence also plays a role in quick thinking. When someone feels uncertain about grammar rules, they hesitate more. They second-guess their sentences. They worry about making errors. Building strong grammar foundations helps reduce this hesitation. However, it is important to remember that perfect grammar is not required for good communication. Native speakers make grammar mistakes all the time. The goal is to be understood, not to be perfect. As grammar knowledge improves through practice and study, speaking becomes more automatic and less stressful. Cultural understanding can also affect quick thinking in conversations. Different cultures have different conversation styles. Some cultures value direct communication. Other cultures prefer indirect communication. Some cultures see interruptions as enthusiastic engagement. Other cultures see interruptions as rude. Understanding these differences helps people navigate conversations more smoothly. When someone knows what to expect in a conversation, they can think and respond more quickly. Body language and nonverbal communication matter too. When someone feels confident in their body language, their mind follows. Standing or sitting with good posture, making appropriate eye contact, and using natural gestures all contribute to confident communication. Conversely, nervous body language like fidgeting, looking down, or crossing arms can increase anxiety and make thinking clearly more difficult. Practicing confident body language, even when feeling nervous inside, can actually help calm the mind and improve quick thinking. It is also valuable to reflect on conversations after they happen. After talking with someone, people can think about what went well and what was challenging. They can consider which strategies worked and which situations felt difficult. This reflection helps identify patterns and areas for improvement. However, this reflection should be constructive, not critical. The goal is not to feel bad about mistakes. The goal is to learn and prepare for future conversations. Regular practice is essential for developing quick thinking skills, like learning to play a musical instrument or a sport. Thinking quickly requires consistent effort over time. People cannot expect to be experts after one day or 1 week. But with regular practice using these strategies, improvement comes naturally. Each conversation is an opportunity to practice. Each interaction is a chance to build confidence and speed. It is also important to be patient and kind with oneself during this learning process. Everyone has moments when their mind goes blank. Everyone has times when they cannot find the right words. These moments are not failures. They are normal parts of being human. The difference between people who seem naturally quick thinking and those who struggle is often just practice and preparation. The seemingly natural speakers have simply had more experience and have developed their skills over many years. Remember that the goal is not to always have a perfect response ready. The goal is not to never pause or hesitate. The goal is to feel more comfortable and confident in conversations. It is to reduce the anxiety that comes with communication. It is to express ideas more clearly and smoothly. These improvements make conversations more enjoyable and less stressful. In conclusion, quick thinking is a valuable skill that helps in many areas of life. It builds confidence, improves communication, and creates better connections with others. While some people may seem naturally quick thinking, this ability can be developed by anyone willing to practice. By staying calm under pressure, anticipating responses, using time fillers, paraphrasing, thinking in simple structures, listening actively, and practicing improvisation, anyone can improve their quick thinking skills. Combined with vocabulary building, grammar confidence, cultural awareness, and positive body language, these strategies create a strong foundation for clear and confident communication. The journey to better communication takes time and patience, but every small improvement makes a difference. With consistent practice and a positive attitude, thinking fast and speaking smart becomes easier and more natural every day.